Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.
Now, renewal of bill. What do you mean by renewal? Simple. Break it down into two parts. Renew. फिर से नया. Again new. So a new bill is drawn again. That means first the old bill will have to be cancelled. Now when will you request for a renewal? Let's say you are the drawee. When will you request for renewal? When you find yourself unable to make the payment. So due date nazdeek aa raha hai, due date is approaching and you realize that, oh God, I don't have enough money. पैसा तो रेडी नहीं है. अब क्या करेगा? If the drawer presents the bill, due date पर अगर बिल हमारे सामने आ गया and we are not able to pay, then it is going to be a problem. Then what will happen? Dishonor possible. And when there is dishonor, there is going to be some name slandering, कुछ नाम खराब होगा, बदनामी होगी in the market. People will say, oh, what is this fellow? He is not paying his money, he is dishonoring the bill and so on. बराबर? So, in that case, we will better be approaching the drawer and checking with him, can you please renew the bill? So when we are requesting the drawer, why drawer or holder? If the drawer is having the bill with himself, okay. पर अगर drawer ने bill bank को दिया है, discounting, or if the drawer has endorsed the bill to Mr. C, third party, so now हम लोग drawer के पास जाएंगे भी, even if we approach the drawer, उससे फर्क पड़ेगा? Will he be able to help us? No, because he is not having the bill anymore. He is not the holder. Then we will have to approach that third party. That please, will you allow me renewal? So if they say yes, if they agree, then renewal of bill will take place. So what happens in case of renewal? First and foremost, old bill gets cancelled. पुराना बिल कैंसिल होगा, उसके बाद ही तो नया बन पाएगा, right? Old bill gets cancelled. Part payment may be made. Now obviously, if you are the drawee and if you approach me, let's say the amount of bill is 10,000 and you are saying, please sir, renew करके दो, I cannot pay. I will say, okay boss, you can't pay now. At least pay me something. कुछ तो थोड़ा कुंचम, थोड़ा. So you decide, you told me, okay fine, I will be able to pay 4,000. Fine. Now, how much balance is left? 6,000 balance. And now you are saying that I want extension of 2 months. Please draw a new bill for 2 months. So I am definitely going to charge interest for 2 months. On which amount? On the balance amount. Naturally. Because you have already paid me 4,000. So what amount remains? The balance amount. On that I am going to charge the interest. For how much period? For the period of new bill. Are you understanding this? Why the interest will be on 6,000? Did you understand? So let's say we had drawn, let's talk about Mr. A and Mr. B. So Mr. A had drawn a bill of 10,000 for 3 months. Okay. Now at the end of 3 months, on due date, Mr. B is requesting to Mr. A that I am sorry sir, I don't have the money. Please renew the bill. Situation समझ में आया? Are you understanding this first thing? Now, Mr. A will ask Mr. B, okay fine, you cannot pay 10,000. How much can you pay? Do you have some amount? I want to check सामने वाले का नियत देखने का, वी वांट टू नो whether he is trustworthy or not. So at least pay me something. So this part payment is made. First the old bill gets cancelled. Then we say how much part payment? 4,000. Now how much is the balance pending? 6,000. Naturally, if आप A के जगह होते, if you were in place of Mr. A, you already had given 3 months credit to Mr. B. 3 months का old bill था. Now this fellow wants further 2 months extension. He is saying I cannot pay. So definitely we should charge interest now. We should charge interest. Am I right? Do you agree? Common sense. Now why interest for 2 months? Because the period of new bill, Mr. B is saying please allow me extension of 2 months. I will pay you after 2 months. So the new bill which is being drawn is of 2 months. So this 6,000 rupees that is pending will be paid after how many months? 2 months. That is why the interest will be charged for the period of new bill. Is that understood, Aditya? I am going to take an example here. Okay? This symbol that you are seeing here is the rupees symbol which unfortunately disappeared. So Sushant owes Surekha rupees 12,50,000 on 1st Jan 2019. Surekha draws a bill for rupees 10 lakhs on Sushant for 4 months and receives a check for the balance. The bill is duly accepted and returned by Sushant on the same date. Surekha endorsed Sushant's acceptance to Suresh. So on the due date, Suresh informed Surekha that Sushant dishonored his acceptance and rupees 31,750 paid as noting charge. Surekha then drew a new bill for 3 months on Sushant, including noting charges and interest rupees 40,000. On the due date, bill was duly honored. Write journal entries in the books of Surekha and prepare Surekha's account in the books of Sushant. We are going to skip this part right now because we will be out of time. We will only write journal entries in the books of Surekha. Did you understand the question first of all? This is the kind of question that can be asked in your foundation exam. So we are going to look at the whole question. पूरा question किसके नज़र से देखेंगे? We are going to think from whose point of view? Surekha. Okay. Sushant owes Surekha. Since nobody is responding, I am just going to continue assuming that you are paying attention and you are noting down. Maybe you are copying the question, whatever, or taking a screenshot. But please pay attention now to the entries. I am going to write down the entries here itself in rough. Sushant owes Surekha 12,50,000. No entry for this. This is just information. This part only tells us that Sushant is the debtor and Surekha is the creditor. There is no transaction here. Okay. Now what Surekha is doing? Surekha draws a bill for rupees 10 lakhs on Sushant for 4 months and receives a check for the balance. So how much is the balance? Out of 12,50,000, 10 lakh rupees was bill of exchange. So the balance amount is 2,50,000. So our first entry in the books of Surekha will be bills receivable account debited, $10 lakhs, bank account debited, 2,50,000 to Sushant's account, 12,50,000. Bills receivable because we have drawn the bill. Bank because it's a check, bank is the receiver and Sushant is the giver. I am explaining everything with reason So I hope you are paying attention. So bills receivable, we have drawn the bill. Bank is the receiver. Check का पैसा आ रहा है and Sushant is the giver. Please let me know if you have any doubt. Otherwise, I can move ahead. No, Sushant has paid 2,50,000, but he has given us this acceptance. So he has actually cleared his account. Now Sushant's account is closed. Earlier he was our debtor, so his account was having a debit balance. You know that debtor's account shows a debit balance. Now Sushant has given us the bill and the money. So his account is cleared. As on date, Sushant's account is closed. Am I clear? Then Surekha endorsed Sushant's acceptance to Suresh. Please don't forget, we are doing all this in whose books? Surekha. So हमने bill endorse किया. We have endorsed the bill. To whom? To Suresh. So now Suresh is the receiver. And the bill is going out. The amount is 10 lakhs. So why Suresh is debited? Because Suresh is the receiver and this bill goes out. Actually, bills receivable and bills payable are personal accounts, but it is easier to think of them like asset or liability. Goes out, comes in. That's why the entry becomes easier to frame. Are we good with this? Suresh is the receiver and the bill goes out. Then, on due date, Suresh informed Surekha and Suresh informed us that Sushant dishonored his acceptance and 31,750 paid as noting charges. So, whenever the bill is dishonored, just remember that the Gadi will go reverse. The car will come back reverse. Who had accepted this bill? Sushant. Sushant had given this bill to us, Surekha, and we had endorsed the bill to Suresh. Endorsed means transferred. The word endorsed means transferred. So we had transferred the bill to Suresh. Now on the due date, Suresh told us that the bill is dishonored. The drawee, Mr. Sushant, did not pay, paisa nahi diya. Now if you were Suresh, whom will you hold responsible? अगर आप सुरेश है, आप इसकी जगह पर है, if you are in his place, whom will you hold responsible? आप किससे पैसा वसूल करेगा? If you are Suresh, let's say Surekha gave you the bill of some other party which on due date got dishonored. You did not get the money. So now whom will you demand the money from? आप किससे पैसा मांगोगे? Exactly, Surekha will be held responsible. You gave me such a bill of exchange which got dishonored. तुमने हमको गलत चीज दिया, हमारा पैसा डूबा. Now give me the money. You give me the money, right? So now what happens is Suresh will recover the money from us, and we will have to recover from Sushant. Gadi reverse, okay? So now in our books, in the books of Surekha, this fellow Suresh becomes creditor. Suresh becomes creditor. Whenever you want to make anyone a creditor, that person's account should be credited. And whom will we recover from? हम लोग इसको रिकवर किससे करेगा? सुशांत. So Sushant becomes our debtor, that is why his account is debited, and Suresh becomes our creditor. But what did I forget here? I have purposely left out something. Can you tell me what? Why so? This Sushant is responsible for dishonor. Noting charges were paid by Suresh. See, here it is given 31,750. So who paid the noting charges? Suresh. Whom will he recover it from? He will recover from us. And we will recover from Sushant. That means Sushant will become our debtor for amount of bill plus noting charges. Okay. And I hope you remember that noting charges are primarily paid by the holder. First, who pays the noting charges? Holder. And later on, they will be recovered from the drawee. So, यहाँ पर who is the holder? Suresh. Suresh will pay the noting charges. Suresh will recover it from us. And we will recover it from Sushant. So, now, what was the first step in renewal here? Have a look here. Old bill gets cancelled. Now, when a bill gets dishonored, that means it has automatically got cancelled. The first step is already done. The first step is already done here. The bill got dishonored, that means the step for cancellation is already done. Now, what's the second step? If you have noted down, the second step was part payment. But is there any part payment here? There is no part payment. Do you see any part payment being made, some cash being sent? No. Am I right? No part payment is made. So what happens now? We will directly jump to the next step, interest. Interest amount is 40,000. We will charge interest here because we are the drawee. किससे इंटरेस्ट चार्ज कर रहे हैं? वी विल चार्ज इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम होम? वी विल चार्ज इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम सुशांत बिकॉज ही हैज डन ऑल दिस मेस. उसने सब गड़बड़ किया है. सो नाउ इंटरेस्ट हमारे लिए क्या है फिर? फॉर अस इंटरेस्ट इज एन इनकम एंड वी विल रिकवर इट फ्रॉम सुशांत. Sushant's account debited to interest account. Am I clear? Why is Sushant getting debited? Again the same reason. We are going to ask him to pay that money. So he again becomes our debtor. That much amount is due from Sushant. उससे उतना पैसा लेना बाकी है. And why interest is being credited? Sorry, this interest is our income. Credit all incomes and gains. So now, how much amount does Sushant owe us? Sushant ने हमको ये amount भी लेना है plus ये भी लेना है. So that means total amount that we have to take from him is 10,71,750. There is no part payment. So that means your new bill will be drawn for how much amount? 10,71,750. Bills receivable to Sushant 10,71,750. And now the due date. What has been said? On the due date, the bill was duly honored. So the last entry, I'm going to write it here. Bank to bills receivable. Instead of bank, you could write cash also. That is fine, either cash or bank. Now, one more important thing here. If you check these three entries, everyone pay attention. 1, 2, and 3. If you notice, here Sushant got debited with 10,31,750, here with 40,000. So he was debited with 10,71,750, and now here he got credited by the same amount. So Sushant's account is closed. So in fact, at CA Foundation, you are even allowed to go for a shortcut. If you see, we can simply eliminate the name Sushant from here. Then what entry will remain? Bills receivable account debited 10,71,750 to Suresh to Just look at the three entries that I have tick marked here at the bottom of the screen, and if you just remove the name Sushant, what you are left with is what I have written here. Interesting, no? This we did not study in 12th standard. This is something that you practice only in CA Foundation. ये shortcut CA Foundation में allowed है. You really need to practice this, okay? Just by attending this one session on renewal of bill, you cannot master it. You will have to practice renewal again and again, at least 3-4 times. And again here I had made it simple for you because the interest was given. Sometimes you have to calculate the amount of interest, 10%, 12%, whatever. Okay? Fine. So from my side I will wind up now, since nobody has any questions or queries. Please keep following us on social media, on YouTube, because many of our lectures are there. These are just small live sessions, and you can check out, even before you pay money and join for our courses, you can check out our demo lectures if you want. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. This is Aviraj Chete signing off. Bye. Good night. Take care.
Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.